don't know me, my name is Miss Tasha, and today I will be teaching you this really fun Mother's Day project. And the supplies that I will be using, a watercolor paper, and this is pretty huge, so I'm actually just going to cut it in half. I have a watercolor palette. I have a paper towel, cup of water. I'm going to be using 3 paintbrushes. I have a larger round brush, a medium round brush, and a little detail brush. And then something that might be helpful to you guys, if you are not comfortable outlining with a paintbrush, you can use a black marker, and it doesn't need to be Sharpie. I also have a pencil with an eraser and a little handheld sharpener. So these are just the supplies that I will be using. You guys can use whatever you have at home. You can use markers or crayons or colored pencils for this. Whatever you use, it's still gonna turn out really great, and let's get started. So the very first thing I want you guys to do is make sure your paper is facing this way, just so that we can fit both of our elephants on here. And then I want you guys to pick a color for your elephants, and it can be any color except for green, brown, or black. So I'm going to use my medium paintbrush, and I'm gonna pick purple. So I'm using a lighter purple, and then I'm just going to find toward the top corner here, I'm gonna put a dot here. And then from there, I'm gonna put a line going left. And then my line is gonna curve down and out, like a big slide. And then I'm gonna put a little curved line here. I'm gonna follow this back up, and you guys can see as I'm getting closer to the top, this is the trunk of my elephant, it's getting a little fatter. And then I'm just gonna put a curve here, like a smile. And then right here, I'm gonna have a line. And this is my elephant's chin. And up here, I'm gonna start my ear. Goes up, and then it comes down. And it can be wavy. And it's gonna come down here, and that's wavy, and it comes to about a point. And then sticking out from the other side, we have our other ear. And then you can see, I'm gonna follow the line of the chin, but I'm not gonna paint in my ear here. If you do, it's okay, we will be painting over it. And I'm gonna make a line coming down for my elephant's front leg. And if you can fit 2 over here, you can go ahead and put 2. But I only have room for 1, so I'm gonna stick with 1. And then up here, I'm gonna do just a little line there for my elephant's neck. And I'm going to move over to the other side. I'm gonna go about halfway up. I'm gonna put a dot here. And from there, I'm going right. And then I'm gonna skip a space. Continue my line a little bit. It's just a short little line. And then I'm gonna bring my baby elephant's head and trunk down this way. And then it's gonna curve back up. So it's almost like a big U here. And then I'm gonna put a little curve here, like a little smile. I'm gonna follow my baby's trunk back up. Like a big U or a big smile. And then right about here, I'm gonna put my baby elephant's chin. I'm gonna do an ear here, so it's a bump. And then from there, kind of diagonal and wavy, and it's gonna come back up. And I'm gonna do my baby legs here. So you've got 2 lines coming from the ears and from the ear and 1 shorter line here. And then if you have room over here, you can do your elephant's belly. And then when you are done with that, you can go ahead and fill them in. I recommend you guys use the same color you picked. I'm just going to take this same purple. And if you want spots to be darker, you can either go over it after with a darker color, like I would use a darker purple, just use a darker version of the color you picked, or you can use a little bit less water and more paint and it'll show up darker. So all the darker spots I have here just have a little less water. And when I fill in my elephants, I know I went pretty close to the edge here, but I'm going to try to avoid going all the way to the edge, just because if you go all the way to the edge, your paper will tend to curl up on you. I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to use a light green. And to do this, I'm going to make the grass down here, but I'm just going to dab, and I'm not smashing my brush this way, I'm just dabbing a little bit sideways. And my goal here is not to completely blend in all these little green spots, it's to kind of let darker spots and lighter spots happen. You can see I'm not going all the way to the edge. And if you guys have a spot, say that's too dark for me, so I'm just going to take a little bit of water on my paintbrush and dab a little more, and it'll spread that out. And I'm going to rinse my brush again, and I'm going to do my sky a light blue, but if you guys did your elephants blue, you might want to pick a different color, and really your sky can be any color. I did yellow on my example here, but this sky is going to be blue, and if you want to use your larger brush for that, you can go ahead and use the larger brush. I'm going to spread this out a lot just because I want the sky to be really light. Again, if you have spots that are darker than you wanted them, just use a little bit of water on your brush to spread out that paint. You can see I'm still not going all the way to the edge. If you guys get a little bit of paint on your elephant, don't worry about it. We are going to outline them and you won't even be able to tell. I'm gonna switch back to my medium brush, and I'm gonna use a nice bright pink. And you guys can use whatever color you want for this. I would avoid whatever color you used for your sky, just because we want this to stand out. And I'm just gonna put a heart right where our elephant's trunks meet, right above that. I'm gonna fill that in with the same pink I used to outline it. And I'm going to switch to my little detail brush. If you guys are not comfortable outlining with a paintbrush, or if you don't have a little enough brush, now's the time to use your black marker. I do want you to wait until your paper is completely dry, and if you're using watercolor, it should dry pretty quickly. And then I'm just going to start outlining my elephants. Need a little more water. And my ears, I'm gonna make sure I get those nice wavies. And then right here on my ear, I'm just gonna add a couple extra lines just because elephants are pretty wrinkly. So I want them to have those wrinkles. And then right at the top of my trunk, I'm just gonna do an extra little line to make it look like he's smiling. I'm gonna do some lines on my trunk. And for my eye, I'm just gonna make a regular eye shape and fill it all in with black. If you guys wanna do your eyes differently, or if you wanna add eyelashes or eyebrows, that's up to you. I'm just putting two little lines around my eye. And right here, I'm gonna do this leg and my belly, and I'm gonna add a little wrinkle right behind that front leg. And then this is my other front leg. Outline my heart. And you can probably see that's not completely perfect. It doesn't need to be. It still stands out really nice. Start on my other elephant. I'm basically gonna do the same thing on this elephant that I did on my baby. Something I'm going to add over here that I don't have on my baby though, I'm gonna add just a few extra wrinkly lines in my ear here, just on the edge. And do the same thing on the other ear. Got my little smiley line. I'm doing this eye the same way, but that is up to you guys if you want to do your eye differently. Do my extra wrinkles. Then to outline my grass, I'm not going to outline every little bumpy part. I'm just going to add a little bit here. I'm not following the shapes exactly. I am making it bumpy, and I'm going to add a few extra little lines. And then if you guys are happy with it like this, you can leave it like this. If you want, you can write Happy Mother's Day. Or you can write, I love you. You don't have to give this to mom if you want. If there's something, sorry, if there's someone else special in your life, if you want to maybe give it to dad or grandma or grandpa, that's up to you. And you can write whatever you want on there, or you can leave it plain. I'm going to write, I love you. And if you want to use your marker for this, feel free. And if you guys want to use your pencil first and write with pencil and make sure it's exactly how you like it, and then trace it with your marker or your paintbrush, that's a good idea too. And then when you are happy with your art, sign it at the bottom. I hope you guys really enjoyed that lesson. If you did, feel free to hit like and subscribe. And I just wanted to show you, these are both mine. They're both different. I think they're both really cute, and I know my mom would love both of them. If you want to have your parents help you guys send in pictures of your art, I love to see what you guys create. And if you have any suggestions of things you'd love to learn to paint or draw, feel free to leave that in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.